Hey everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ellie and today I'm doing a book unhaul. Now I don't usually do unhauls on my channel. In fact, I can't remember the last time I did one. I think it was a couple of years ago. But I unhaul books quite frequently. I'd say on average I probably, that's Percy again, probably get rid of about 6 or 8 books per month from my TBR and from you know, if I read a book and I don't like it, then of course I'm going to get rid of it. And I thought that I would share with you a couple of the ones I'm getting rid of. This isn't everything that I have at the moment, but I just didn't want to lift the boxes into here and go through all of them, so I'm just sharing a couple. So I have in here a couple of books that I read that I'm getting rid of, and then ones that I took off my TBR. So let's start with the red ones. These are actually, I reorganized my shelves and there were a whole bunch of old books that I had that I read like years and years and years ago, and I just decided it was time to get rid of them. So starting off, we just have 2 series here. So we have the Shades of London series by Maureen Johnson. The first one, The Name of the Star and The Madness Underneath. I absolutely love this series. I think it's brilliant. But the 3rd book came out like years and years ago, and then it didn't end. There was supposed to be more books in the series and they just haven't come out yet, and it's been like maybe like 5 or 6 years, so I'm just kind of giving up on this. It's a really great series. It's about a 17-year-old named Rory who goes to London on like an exchange. Well, she moves to London with her family and she goes to this boarding school, and there is basically Jack the Ripper returns, and it was just a really great series and I loved it, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be continuing, so I just kind of don't see the point of holding on to it, and maybe if it is continued, maybe I would reread them, but I highly doubt it. And then the other series I have here is the Across the Universe series by Beth Revis. This was one of the first YA series that I got into and I really loved it. So it's Across the Universe, A Million Suns, and Shades of Earth. I've reread these multiple times and I just think that I have come to the end of my journey with them. Like I said, these are some of the first YA books that I read. So this is talking like back in like 2010, and yeah, I loved them, but I just don't know that they would be for me anymore, so saying goodbye to them. And then we're going to move on to the ones from my TBR. So we have Big Sky by Kate Atkinson. This is a beautiful book. This is actually the ARC, and I was really interested in it. It's also got really nice end papers. This is like the 5th or 6th book in this series, I think, and I've been told that you don't have to read them in order, but I just wasn't really interested in them. After I kind of found that out, I was like, oh, I'm one of those people who likes to read books in order, so getting rid of that one. I also have the Collected Dorothy Parker. I'm still very interested in reading Dorothy Parker's short stories, but this is just like, it's got really, really small font, and it's just like these old penguins, they use a very strange font, and it just kind of makes it a little bit difficult to read. So I would be interested in replacing this, or maybe even trying to find some of them online to see whether I like her work first. But yes, this one's going. We also have First We Make the Beast Beautiful by Sarah Wilson, which is this absolutely stunning book. I've had this one for years and years and years and years. And this is a book about anxiety, and I was actually going to pick it up for a video that I was planning on doing, talking about books about anxiety, and then I had one of my friends say that this was not a good book for dealing with that, with anxiety and stress and depression and that sort of thing. And then I looked up the reviews, and yeah, pretty much everyone was saying the same thing. So as someone who's having a bit of trouble with anxiety at the moment, I don't want to read anything that's going to be negatively impact on my mental health. Which kind of brings us nicely into these next two books. Because the reason I'm getting rid of them is because of my mental health. So I have Mum and Me and Mum by Maya Angelou, and we also have The Dead Moms Club, or The Dead Moms Club by Kate Spencer. You might be able to tell what the theme is here. I know that this is more of a book about her and relationship with her mother, and that it's mostly a good one, I believe, but I just don't think that this is a good book for me to be reading. And I had originally bought this because I kind of thought the title was funny, like, you know, like I lost my mum, and I also kind of thought that this would kind of help with that. I did buy it a couple of years afterwards, and I did try to read it, but I don't think that I don't think I'm at that part in my grief process where this is helpful anymore. I feel like if you just lost your mum, or if she had a terminal illness and you're about to lose her, that this kind of thing would be helpful. But I think I bought it about 4 years after I lost my mum, and at that point it wasn't helpful to rehash everything. So yeah, I tried to read it, and I kept saying like, oh, once I'm like in a better place I'll read it, but I think it's just gonna put me back into that bad place. So getting rid of those two. And then I just have 3 random ones here. I actually bought this in the US at the same time that I bought the Dead Moms Club. These are 2 books by Edith Hamilton. This is The Roman Way to Western Civilization, and this is The Greek Way to Western Civilization. Yeah, I was super interested in these. They're this kind of like weird gold, and they've got like red on the bottom but not on the sides. And yeah, I was just excited about this, and then I actually tried to read The Roman Way earlier today, and I just realized that I don't really care. I am still interested in learning about this topic, but I think I'm going to read some of Mary Beard's books. These, of course, are quite old. I'm not sure about The Greek Way, but The Roman Way was first published in 1932. So I think I just want something a little more updated with more of a contemporary look at things. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Mary Beard. And then the last one I have here is Magician by Raymond E. Feist. I picked this one up to read this month, and I had originally started it a couple of year ago, and I just kind of realized this time that I didn't really care about reading it. I mean with all books, but definitely when it comes to fantasy, I prefer reading female-led stories and female-written stories, and it's just a big book, and I just couldn't bring myself to care about a boy named Pug for this series, which is very, very long. So yeah, those are some of the books that I am unhauling this month. When it comes to unhauling, I always give these books to my dad, who then passes them on to his partner, who is an English teacher. She picks which ones she wants to keep and donates the rest to her school library, and whatever ones that aren't, what's the word I'm looking for, aren't something that the school needs or are not appropriate for high school students, are then donated to a local op shop in the town that my dad lives in, which actually goes towards Diabetes Australia. And as a type 1 diabetic who obviously owes Diabetes Australia quite a bit, it feels nice to kind of give back as a way of, they did a lot when I was first diagnosed, and so it's nice to kind of give back. But yeah, those are the ones that I'm getting rid of this month, or probably more towards the end of June. But thank you all so much for watching. Let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing more unhauls. Like I said, I get rid of them quite frequently, but I also generally tend to hold on to the boxes of them for about 2 or 3 months until my dad can come and pick them up. So I usually have quite a few sitting around if you would be interested in seeing more of them in the future. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys on Friday. I will be doing a book tag. I have 2 options and I haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet, but I will see you then.